The future of sales isn't going to look like this. It's going to look a lot more like this. Let me explain. The most innovative sales teams automate what there is to automate using AI. They free up time for things like content, video, and client retention, things that are harder to automate but really give you an unfair advantage. It's stuff that builds trust and feels like uniquely yours and is harder to outsource. In this video, we're going to learn when and where to use screen-recorded videos in your sales funnel, whether it's to reach out to new leads or send proposals with a nice little walkthrough. So why specifically invest in screen-recorded videos? Number one, they're really easy to make. No need for a fancy setup or scripts. Number two, of all the videos you could be making, they're the most scalable type of video. Find one structure that works and repeat it. And lastly, if you're using Tela to edit your screen recorded videos, they're really fast to edit with our new AI features. By the end of this video, you'll know when and where to use screen recorded videos to boost your sales. Whether that means to generate more top of funnel leads, book more meetings, or close more deals. So here's the plan for today's video. First up, we're going to find out when and where in your sales funnel you could be using video and how, but more specifically, we're also going to be looking at moments you shouldn't be using video. We'll look at how to use screen recordings in outbound, so to reach out to prospects directly. Next up, we're going to see how you can use video to book more meetings. Then we'll see how you can follow up from those meetings and convert those into an opportunity to submit a proposal. Of course, the proposal phase can benefit from videos as well, using video to walk through long strategy documents. And lastly, we'll briefly touch on how you can use video to retain clients and to upsell them. This video is the first part of a mini-series on how to use screen-recorded videos to close more deals and do more sales. In our next video, we'll look at the traits that a video should have to convert better. What makes a good video versus a bad video. There's a ton of ways to stand out using video in B2B marketing and sales. First up, we've got short-form video on platforms like TikTok, LinkedIn, and even YouTube that aims to go viral. Then we've got educational top-of-the-funnel inbound content. So this is content that you put out in the world, hoping to show authority and educate your prospects in the hopes that they get back to you and reach out to you for your services. We see the same thing on YouTube and it works well to generate leads. But in today's video, we'll talk about a much less visible kind of video. It's lower down the funnel and it's usually screen recordings. These videos are much less visible because they're hidden between chats, emails, Slack. They work really well to convert leads into sales. To show you where in your sales funnel to use video, let's take a look at this sales funnel over here. Up here, we have outbound and inbound marketing, which aims to generate qualified leads. With inbound content, as I mentioned, you hope that people will find your content and reach out to you. It's a very organic, but it's a longer term, slower process. Using video for outbound means that you go to your prospect and actually hit them with a video. But beware, because video takes so much time, it is quite an investment, especially top of funnel. There's a few moments that you wouldn't want to go for video. So let's go over the moments that you shouldn't be investing in video. You shouldn't be using video if your target lead list came from a scraped list. You shouldn't be using video if you have no idea who your specific ideal customer persona is. If you know it's founders, that's not quite enough to be using video to reach out to people. And lastly, don't use video if you have no basis or buying signal to be reaching out to a prospect. Before you use video, you want to look at strong buying signals, such as hiring for a new role, commenting on a relevant post, or maybe a new relevant product integration that the prospect has mentioned. So do your research before you reach out using video. In short, don't invest in video if you haven't done anything else to increase your chances of a prospect reaching out to you. Consider video the last 15%, really the cherry on top of the cake that pushes people to get back to you. But you can't do it if you don't have a strong prospecting strategy in place. So here's when you should be using video. Number one, you have a strong buying signal. So new hiring, a new review on a tool on behalf of your prospect, social media activity. Next up, use video if you have something of irresistible value that you need to share with your prospect. Ask yourself if this is something that you'd be happy to receive. So this could be a custom audit, maybe something you've generated using your tool that you can send over for free, or a competitive insight think your prospect needs to know. And lastly, do use video if you already have a warmer connection with this prospect. Maybe you've interacted with them via social media, met them in person, or have a mutual connection. Now let's see how to do videos in top of funnel so people actually reply to you. Here are 5 steps to follow to get high reply rates using video. Number 1, give prospects context as to why you're reaching out. You might be reaching out via LinkedIn, so include things in your message that give that prospect context. Remember, prospects are constantly afraid of being pitched to and being sold to. So the message accompanying your video, if you're sending it via LinkedIn or email, should answer these 3 questions. Number 1, why I reached out to you specifically. I know that you are X because I saw XYZ. Number 2, why I reached out today of all days. Make it relevant to their day-to-day and what's happening in their lives. What's something you learned really recently about your prospect that made you reach out? But watch out with things like fundraising announcements, because you won't be the only one reaching out if a prospect announces that. Lastly, answer the question, why am I an authority and why do I have an unfair advantage? I worked at X, we're connected through Y, I built Z. Number 2, you want to lead with a problem and a desired outcome. To find this problem and desired outcome, complete this sentence as if you were your prospect. I wish I could complete task A so I could achieve outcome B. Make sure your video covers that problem and that desired outcome. Number 3, top of funnel, you want to focus on creating value for free and not pitching. So provide value and keep your pitch to the very end of the video if you do it at all. So what creates value? Things like audits or offering your expertise or insight for free. You could say, I've seen a lot of companies in your niche do X, maybe you should look into it. Or I have someone I should connect you to if you're trying to achieve XYZ. Find out if something you're sending is of value. You can ask yourself these things. 1, will it save the prospect money? Does this directly impact their workflow and is it very timed with their workflow, or should you be talking to someone else? Number 3, will this insight or this advice give them a competitive edge? And number 4, is it a trend or an insight that only you might know and they might not be aware about yet? And I can already hear you thinking, you might be saying, if I don't pitch myself, this is weird, it's so out of context, they might not know why I'm reaching out. Trust me, if you create value for free, they will be intrigued and they will want to see if you can help them solve a certain problem. The next tip to increase your chances of getting people to reply to your videos is to find a low commitment call to action. So don't get prospects who are hanging out on LinkedIn or in their email to book a demo with you directly. That's way too high of a barrier for your first interaction. Rather, see if they express interest. So you could say something like, if you're interested in more about this, I can send this over for free, no strings attached. Next up, you want to do the work for your prospect. Again, people are lazy and they don't know you, so they have no commitment to actually do work or find out how to work with you from the get-go. In your video, you should be mentioning how, if someone is interested, they can actually proceed. What are the next steps? Which stakeholders should they get involved? Where in the workflow does your solution fit? Which steps do they need to take to try it out? Lastly, this one's kind of optional, but you might want to add urgency. So you could actually give context as to why you're reaching out now. You could say something like, a spot in my newsletter just freed up and I need another sponsor. Or I have a free slot to do consulting for you. It just recently freed up and I thought I'd reach out to you specifically. Now use this sparingly because people are being sold to all day. They know these tactics, right? Now I can hear you asking, what kinds of videos should I actually create? You could do things like auditing their marketing or some public strategy you've seen of theirs, something like a homepage or social media. You could reply to a comment or some sort of activity or engagement they've had on social media with something thoughtful. That one's really timely. Or you could even vibe code something for them or build something in your product that creates immense value. If you'd like a more extensive list of the types of videos you could make to reach out to cold or semi-warm prospects, I'm very happy to share it. Just comment down below for the extensive list. Now that we've seen how you can use video in cold outbound prospecting, here's how to use video to book more meetings. Once a prospect has shown interest, you want to get them to book a meeting with you. For many people, this happens on their website. The challenge is that most prospects are afraid that meetings will involve small talk, have no clear agenda, just be a sales pitch and not be tailored to what they want to know really. So before meeting with someone that's obviously trying to sell them something, prospect thinks, oh, this is just a 30-minute meeting with someone that's going to do their sales pitch. So to help them get rid of those feelings, you want to share an agenda ahead of time. Really make it clear what the meeting will be about and what it won't be about. It shows that you're prepared and that you're not just doing a standardized pitch that's not tailored to this prospect. In your screen recorded video, you could show a visual of the agenda. You could hint at the prospect's main concern. So what we're going to find out together is that problem that we mentioned and the desired outcome. If you're going to do a demo, describe what the demo will be about and tell them you'll keep it very short unless they ask for more. Next up, you want to de-risk attendance. Emphasize the duration and their flexibility in the matter. So you don't want to give the impression that they're just stuck in a meeting for 30 minutes with no say at all. You can tell them things like, no need to bring your whole team, just bring you and whoever owns onboarding, for example, or marketing. You could also offer an async version if people are not comfortable booking a demo with you, sending them a customized video demo using Tele. Number 3, you want to make the meeting feel super tailored to this prospect. Hint that they'll receive information that they wouldn't get anywhere else on your YouTube or on your website even. You could even say something to the effect of, let's meet one-on-one, because I'll be more comfortable or at least to share details like case studies, for example. Another way to make meetings feel ultra tailored in your screen recorded video, you might want to create an asset that already contains their logo or something that you made for them. Because of reciprocity, which is the effect where people feel indebted to you if you've done work for them, they might feel a certain level of pressure to meet with you because you've already done work for them. Another great way to make the meeting feel less of a high investment is to present it as an exploration into the best solution for your prospect, even if that doesn't involve your product. So this is really powerful because it means you're thinking along with the prospect at this time what solution makes the most sense. Lastly, you want to make the book a meeting button really easy to find from your videos. So if you're using Tela to send over videos, this is actually really easy to do. You just go ahead and add a button here. You can add a URL and customize this text. If you save it, people who watch this video will actually be directed to your Calendly link. So you want to have the call to action as clear as possible added to your email as well as your video. Assuming you've had a great meeting with someone, you could use video as follow-up after your meeting to stay top of mind and make it really easy for people to forward what you've discussed with them. Remember, after a chat, your prospect is still thinking of reasons that they shouldn't work with you. They might say, this was a great chat, but this is going to create so much work, or my boss will just kill this idea. So at this stage, your job using video is to actually convince your prospect that this is not too much work for them and that you're here to guide them through it. Your immediate next step is usually to get the right stakeholder or decision maker involved and convinced. So after your meeting, you might send over a super organic 60-second video recapping what was discussed in the meeting. This is also great for people who couldn't attend the meeting. Do this the same day and bullet the solution, the fix, and next steps. Remember to make the video extremely forwardable. So don't just address the people in the meeting, but also anticipate who they might share it with. They might share it with their CFO, with product people, or with their tech team. So have something of a section in your video for each of those people. You could also use something like a branded thumbnail. So just having a screen there with their logo on it looks really presentable. So bonus points if you can preemptively guess who's going to watch the video. If it's the CFO, they might be most interested in the cost and return on investment of your solution. If it's the tech team, they might need to know how this integrates with their current tech stack, what kind of technical details they should be aware about, etc. Next up, this video is a great opportunity to show that you've already escalated something to your team. So something that might have been discussed in the meeting, a hesitation that the prospect has, you say, I've actually already discussed this with our CTO and it looks like we can actually get this on our product roadmap in the foreseeable month or so. Again, this creates reciprocity and makes the prospect feel like they're already kind of indebted to you. This video is a great opportunity as well to address hesitations that you picked up on during the call. Some hesitations are much more obvious than others, but this video could be used to address those. Think of costs, difficulty, or it's creating more work for the stakeholder at hand. Now I know at this point this might start to sound like these are a lot of videos to create, but it's fully up to you where in your funnel you think videos will have the biggest impact. Later in this series, we're actually going to look at some of the workflows that can help you automate your video creation process so it actually scales and is much easier to do. So in this case, if you had a meeting and you want to follow up with next steps, you might actually use a meeting note taker like Granola that actually transcribes and uses AI to extract next steps. And then you turn that into a tele video. So that's a super easy way to do this, but we'll get into that later in the series. The next phase of your sales funnel that video is really powerful in is the proposal phase. We all know the feeling of sending over a proposal or a strategy doc that you've spent hours on, gotten your team involved on, and then just crickets, nothing. To me, this is probably the best case for using video because we know that prospects are lazy. They have no commitment to you whatsoever. Chances they'll actually go through your slides or go through a long text document are pretty slim. So instead, you might want to send them a video to accompany this document. That way you can get them to read your documents asynchronously. And while they've watched the video, well, they might as well read the document, pay attention to what you've sent over. The next time you send over a proposal, try attaching a video of you walking through the proposal very shortly. Don't make this too long. Attach it to your email and just see what that does with the response rate. Walk through the structure of the proposal, but don't go into massive details. In fact, the video is actually a great opportunity to highlight some important details like scope, duration, costs, etc., and potentially even address some more hesitations that you're aware of. You can end the video with, does this align with what we've discussed? Feel free to send over any adjustments and I'll make the tweaks within 24 hours. Proposals are documents that are circulated within Teams, so you want to make sure that your video or even your proposal includes sections that are CFO specific or tech team specific. If your video contains a section relevant for different stakeholders, the chances of the video circulating are much bigger. And that's what you want to get more decision makers involved and get the ball rolling. I'm most bullish on using video for proposals, and I can guarantee you if a prospect gets 10 proposals, you will be the only one that actually accompanies their proposal with a video. There's not many people doing this yet, so this is an amazing opportunity for you to stand out. Last up, we're quickly going to touch on how to use video for client management and retention or upsells. To me, this is one of the most underrated ways to use video. Using screen recorded videos to manage current clients is actually great if you have a remote team, if your clients are in different time zones, and if you don't see your clients in person much. As a service provider, over time, you just go to the bottom of the priority list because you're not part of the core team. Video is a great thing to throw in the mix. Here are just a few video ideas that you can create, such as a kickoff video, something that can circulate to the team and that doesn't involve getting everyone in the team on a call with you, but does mean that everyone will be aware of your existence. In this video, you could just have your face and your screen with the milestones that you're aiming to hit over the course of a collaboration. Next up, you might do a Danish quarterly health check-in where you go over metrics, quick wins, and it might even be an opportunity to upsell your client on something. Similarly, 30 days out of your renewal, you might actually go over opportunities to work together in the future. Of course, once you have an established relationship with your client, the best thing still is to meet one-on-one. But video is a great way to get your face on introducing something more casually without calling a meeting. And if you're using Tele to make these screen recorded videos, we actually have a direct integration into Slack. So whenever you send over a video, your clients can watch them directly into Slack without leaving the platform. So in today's video, we learned how to use screen recording to boost your sales. We looked at using it to generate more leads, book more meetings, follow up after meetings and stand out, accompanying proposals to close more deals and stand out, and to do better client retention. This video is the first of a series on how to use screen recorded videos in sales. There's still a huge opportunity for B2B teams to stand out using video. So if you're watching this and thinking of using video in your operations, you're still very early. In our next video, we'll see exactly the traits of a video that lead to higher conversion based on all the data we've gathered from our users and our own experience. We'll see the kind of things to include and exclude from your videos to drive more sales. Subscribe below to be the first one to see that video when it comes out. I'll talk to you soon.